Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Ayaz. So I will continue my CAIE 5070 past papers, and I have selected paper 12 for May-June 2022, and I'm done with the questions from 1 till 15. So I will continue from question number 16. So here's the question. Dilute sulfuric acid is electrolyzed, hydrogen gas and oxygen gas are produced. Which row correctly describes what happens? So during the electrolysis of dilute sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas will be produced at cathode and oxygen gas will be produced at anode. So automatically choice C and D are incorrect. So we are left with A and B. Both A and B is correct. But during the electrolysis of dilute sulfuric acid, the concentration of H positive ion will increase. So choice B will be the right answer for number 16. Number 17, aluminium can be extracted by the electrolysis of aluminium oxide dissolved in molten cryolite. Which reactions take place during the electrolysis? Here, you are provided with the reaction at the anode and reaction at the cathode. Remember, at anode, there's a loss of electron by oxide ion and gain of electron taking place at cathode by molten aluminium. Aluminium carries +3 charge and oxide ion carries O2 minus. So only choice D is the correct one for this, because the other choices are incorrect. We can't get aluminum at anode. So both A and B is incorrect. And the reaction for oxide ion at anode in choice C is also incorrect, because on the product side, you will get O2, not O. And also the reaction at the cathode for choice C is incorrect, because Al will carry +3 charge. Here, they have written Al plus charge. So the choice D is the correct here. Number 18, which reaction is exothermic? A, combustion of methane. Combustion of methane. Methane is hydrocarbon. Whenever you burn, combust hydrocarbons, heat energy is produced, and these reactions involve the release of heat energy to the surrounding. So choice A is correct. For your convenience, I am reading the other choices. B, cracking of hydrocarbon. This is wrong, because in order to crack hydrocarbons, we need to provide energy, which is an endothermic process. Choice C, decomposition of water into hydrogen and oxygen by electrolysis. So you are breaking water to get hydrogen and oxygen. So it is also endothermic, because it takes in energy. D, photosynthesis in plants. This is an endothermic process, because the plants make their food in the presence of light, which is photosynthesis. 19. What is the correct balanced equation in enthalpy change delta H for the complete combustion of butanol C4H9OH? First of all, combustion of butanol involves a release of energy. So delta H must be negative. So either A is correct or C is correct. Both B and D is incorrect. Now let's see A and C one by one. In case of A, we have C4H9OH plus 5O2 gives 4CO2 plus 5H2O. Now let's see the balancing of each atoms on either side of the equation. 4 atoms of carbon and 4 atoms of carbon on reactant side and product side, so it is balanced. What about oxygen? 5 2s are 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. So there must be 11 atoms of oxygen on right hand side. 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 means 13. So this is wrong. It's incorrectly balanced. So we are left with only choice C. Choice C will be correct. C4H9OH plus 6O2 gives 4CO2 plus 5H2O. Delta H is minus 2676 kilojoule per mole. For your convenience, I'm counting the atoms on each side of the equation. There are 4 atoms of carbon on the reactant side and 4 atoms of carbon on the product side. So carbon is balanced. What about oxygen? 6 2s are 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 atoms of oxygen on reactant side. What about product side? 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. So oxygen is also balanced on both sides of the equation. What about hydrogen? 9 plus 1 is 10. 5 2s are 10. So hydrogen is also balanced. So this is the right answer. 20. Bromate, bromide, and hydrogen ions react according to the equation shown. BrO3 minus plus 5 Br minus aqueous plus 6H plus aqueous gives 3 Br2 aqueous plus 3H2O liquid. Some apparatus for measuring how the rate of this reaction varies over time is suggested. So there's no gas produced in this reaction. So automatically choice 1 is wrong. No need to use the balance. Here we don't have any change in mass. So only 3 seems correct to me because it involves the use of pH meter because there's H positive ion on the left hand side of the equation, which means the pH is low at the beginning of the reaction, and as the reaction progresses the pH increases. So we need pH meter for this. So choice D will be the correct one for this question. Number 21, 25 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid reacts with 10 gram of solid to produce a gas. The solid is in excess. The graph labeled first experiment shows the volume of gas produced over time. Graph P and Q show the volume of gas produced under different conditions. So here's a graph we're getting for P and Q. Looking at this graph, we have to decide which is the right statement for this. Which changes in condition produce graphs P and Q if all other conditions are kept the same? A, P uses a catalyst and Q has a lower temperature. P uses a catalyst and they are comparing Q with P in a way that they are saying that it is taking place at low temperature. If you see the difference, this indicates there is a difference in the amount of reactant used. Difference is due to the different amount of reactant used, not temperature. It can't be due to the decrease or increase in temperature. So this is wrong. B, P uses 25 centimeter cube of more concentrated acid and Q uses smaller pieces of solid. So if we are using smaller pieces of solid in case of Q, it will take place at a higher rate and it will, the graph of for the Q will end up on the same line like P. As they are saying, P uses 25 centimeter cube of more concentrated acid. So this is also incorrect. C, P uses a higher temperature and Q uses 25 centimeter cube of more dilute acid. Now, in P, they are using high temperature. If you compare P with the first experiment, it can happen at high temperature. And in case of Q, there must be difference in the amount of reactant used. And they have mentioned this, that is 25 centimeter cube of more dilute acid. So this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement. P uses smaller pieces of solid and Q uses larger pieces of solid. So the difference for P and Q. In case of P, they are using smaller pieces of solid, so it will take place at a higher rate. This looks correct to me. And Q uses larger pieces of solid. They are not telling in the difference in the amount of the reactant. So this is also incorrect. Only choice C is the right answer in this case. 22. Nitrogen dioxide NO2 is a dark brown gas that decomposes as shown in the equation. 2NO2 gas gives 2NO gas plus O2 gas. The diagram shows a glass flask containing a mixture of the three gases. The mixture is pale brown. More oxygen is forced into the flask. Which color change is seen in the mixture? Now, if they are forcing more oxygen in the flask, so definitely the equilibrium will shift towards the reactant side. So there will be darker brown. The color will become more darker. So A must be the right answer. It becomes a darker brown. For your convenience, I'm reading the other statements also. B, it becomes a paler brown. Paler brown means equilibrium will shift to the right hand side, which is incorrect. C, turns colorless. Again, it indicates that shifting of the equilibrium to the right hand side. This is also incorrect. D, there's no change. It's incorrect because the change will take place. 23. What is an observation of an oxidation process? Blue copper sulfate crystals turning to white powder when heated. When you heat blue copper sulfate, this is a formula of blue copper 2 sulfate. It is hydrated and it's blue in color. It becomes white due to the loss of 5 molecules of water. So it means there's not no oxidation taking place. There's simply dehydration process. So A is incorrect. B, copper being deposited at the cathode during electrolysis. This is reduction. This is not oxidation because at cathode copper gains electron. C, green gas being produced at the anode when sodium chloride is electrolyzed. This looks correct to me because that green gas is chlorine. Chloride ion, after losing electron, will produce chlorine gas, which is green color, and it is produced at the anode. And this is an example of an oxidation process. So this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I'm reading the last statement also. White precipitate forming when aqueous silver ions react with aqueous chloride ions. So this is simply the reaction between Ag plus and Cl negative ion to give AgCl. So this is also incorrect. Only choice C is the right answer in this case. 24. An excess of aqueous iodide ions is added to acidified aqueous potassium magnate 7. Which row is correct? So in this reaction, iodide ions is oxidized. This is confirmed. And the final color of the solution will be due to the formation of iodine. This is the reaction which will take place. And remember, this iodine produced in the solution will turn to brown. What will happen to potassium magnate 7? Potassium magnate is pink or purple in color. It will decolorize during this reaction. Decolorize. So either B is correct or D is correct. A and C is incorrect. In B, they are saying iodide ions oxidize. This is correct. And the color of the final solution is brown. So B will be the correct answer in this case. 25. When ammonia gas is dissolved in water, a reversible reaction takes place. NH3 gas plus H2O liquid gives NH4 aqueous plus OH negative. This is a reversible reaction. Which statements are correct? 1. Ammonia is an alkali because it produces hydroxide ions in solution. This is correct because it is producing hydroxide ions in the solution. So it means that ammonia is an alkali. Number 2, the pH of this solution is 7. This is Incorrect, because the pH of solution can't be 7 because of higher concentration of OH negative ion. The pH of the solution should be above 7. Number 3, adding hydroxide ions to the mixture at equilibrium produces more ammonia. This is also correct, because if you will add more hydroxide ions, the equilibrium will shift to the reactant side, which means there will be more ammonia. So B will be the right answer for this question. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.